Do you ever have that one video that's constantly circling around on your YouTube homepage and you just keep saying, you know what, I'll get into watching it, but you never do? Well, today I'm finally getting around to one of those videos that I keep seeing online, why Pluribus will be Vince Gilligan's new masterpiece. And as somebody who's very excited for the show, I thought it'd be fun to react to for today. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Please go show the creator some love in the pinned comment description down below. Let's hear what he has to say about it. All right, so we're going to skip the intro there.
Pluribus is the intriguing new show from Vince Gilligan, releasing in just a couple of weeks on Apple TV+.
And at this point, at the time of recording this video, I don't know if it's already out, but I'm personally waiting to watch it for when all of the episodes are out because I don't like waiting week to week for a show. I just want to watch it when I watch it, so I'm going to wait for the first season to fully release.
Ever since Gilligan announced the project, I've been keeping a close eye on it, taking in all the details we've been getting, and checking out any of the new insane footage releasing for it. The trailers have been weird but very effective in communicating just how wild Gilligan seems to be going with it.
Yeah, it's certainly a very, very interesting premise, and especially because I have always been a fan of everything that Vince Gilligan does. I think that, and excuse me, I think her name is Rhea Seehorn, and I'm sorry, I'm not usually that great with actor names. She has done, and my camera's blocking her, she has done a phenomenal job in her role. I love her as an actor too, so I just completely trust whatever Vince Gilligan is going to do.
And the potential of his new genre-defining show. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing why I think Pluribus can be another classic for the TV medium, a show that joins the heights of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
I can already see that just again by straight up trusting Vince Gilligan's creation. I love what he does, man.
Before I get into it though, if you want to see more videos on
and we're gonna skip the intro right there. Sorry about that, guys. Subscribe to the creator. Honestly, if you want to talk about Pluribus movies, all that, I'm sure that there's more of it on the channel.
Vince Gilligan changed television with Breaking Bad, creating a show that treated storytelling like an art form, not just entertainment. He took a simple premise, a high school chemistry teacher turning to crime, and turned it into a deeply human and morally complex journey.
And it was, yeah, again, how many people could actually take that sort of premise and make it into like the extent of what Breaking Bad is? It has turned out to be one of the most iconic and well-received shows of all time. It is a must-watch for every person alive.
Instead of relying on predictable plot twists or one-dimensional characters, Gilligan built a world where every action had real consequences and where the main character's transformation felt both shocking and believable.
Yeah, and how often do you see that? Like, you have this, and I'm sorry guys, moving forward, I am going to spoil Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, so here's your chance to click off the video in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How often is it that you have a character that's like so wholesome and understandable in his motives just turn like, you know, bad, evil, you start cheering against the guy? I think it's really only Breaking Bad and maybe Attack on Titan, maybe Death Note. And that depends how you even look at the characters. Like Walter, you ended up actively cheering against because of the person that he became to be.
His use of cinematic visuals, slow building tension, and rich symbolism gave TV the depth and craftsmanship usually reserved for movies.
And on top of that, how often is it that you take something that's slow and it's like, okay, my God, this is a little bit slow, and then it ends up having a good payoff? Somehow, Vince was able, and the team behind Vince, I know it's not just Vince himself, but the team behind the creation of this made every single little slow moment captivating. It's incredible.
Breaking Bad proved that television could be just as creative, intense, and emotionally powerful as film, inspiring a new wave of writers and directors to take the medium more seriously.
And yeah, you can expand upon shows way better than you can in movies a lot of times.
And the flip side of that was also the elevation of binge watching too. What came next in this world, particularly in the TV genre, and ignoring the film El Camino, was also one of the best prequels I've ever seen.
Not only that, it's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen in my life. I think that it surpassed Breaking Bad. I thought it was way better in Better Call Saul, and I had a hard time believing that, man. I was like, Breaking Bad was so good. How were they going to beat it with Better Call Saul? Oh, they did.
Better Call Saul was an amazing next show in the Breaking Bad world because it took what could have been a simple prequel and turned it into one of the most thoughtful and emotional character studies ever put to television. Instead of relying on more action or fan service, Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould focused on slow, deliberate storytelling that explored how good intentions, pride, and desperation can shape a person's downfall.
And they ended up making a character in Saul Goodman, or excuse me, in Jimmy McGill, better than they did with Walter White. Incredible. I don't know how they managed to do that. To the point where like both shows are so good, I don't even know which I would suggest for you to watch first.
Show's writing was subtle and layered, with every scene filled with meaning and emotional tension. Its cinematography and pacing made even quiet moments feel powerful, and its characters, especially Jimmy McGill, Kim Wexler, and Mike Ehrmantraut, felt painfully real and deeply human.
Not even them. Every single person that you're seeing in this photo right now, Howard, Kim, Nacho, Gus, Lalo, all of them were amazing.
Better Call Saul was amazing because it didn't just tell us how Saul Goodman became the man we saw in Breaking Bad. It made us understand him, sympathize with him, and mourn the choices that led to his transformation.
And then if you ever watch Breaking Bad after you watch Better Call Saul, the way that you look at the character of Saul Goodman is completely different. You end up like feeling bad for him and everything that he went through. And you understand the act that he puts on as Saul Goodman.
It proved that great drama doesn't need explosions or constant twists, just honest storytelling and unforgettable characters. And after both of these two incredible shows, we were all wondering what was next for Gilligan and how he could give us that next amazing concept turned into one of the next best shows. That next series is Pluribus, which is premiering on Apple TV Plus on November the 7th, 2020.
Oh, this video's coming out on the 6th. Close.
5, and is a bold new project from Vince Gilligan and the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul team. It reportedly moves away from crime dramas and into the realm of genre-bending science fiction drama.
Yeah, and I don't even exactly know like the exact plot of it. We kind of like have the idea, you know, Kim being angry, Kim being depressed, but we don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get into it, but I haven't seen any like hard spoilers.
At its core, Pluribus is described by Apple as a genre-bending original in which the most miserable person on Earth must save the world from happiness.
But I don't like get exactly how that would work. That's the weird thing about it. And I don't care about it. I'm going to follow what Vince Gilligan does. I trust him.
Character played by Kim Wexler's Rhea Seehorn is someone of deep emotional damage, attempting to be good but struggling under the weight of extraordinary circumstances. The trailer suggests that these circumstances are that the world is somewhat controlled and that she is a divergence within that system. But with the footage also being quite vague, there are many mysteries surrounding what is truly going on.
And dude, even just looking at her, like she is such a good actor, man. The only thing is the problem I have, and I've expressed this with the trailer too, is it's going to be difficult for me, which is my own problem and not a knock on the show at all. I'm going to have difficulties seeing her as somebody other than Kim.
Main concept of inverting happiness is what is really selling everything we've seen and heard from it. Gilligan himself says that the world of the show changes very abruptly in the first episode, and then it is quite different with consequences that ripple forward. Set in what appears to be a significantly altered version of our world, reportedly filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And that's another thing. I'm pretty sure that I saw Hank and Marie's house in the trailer too. It's like, that is going to take a little bit of time, and the show's going to have to really, really, really captivate me to see them as like, Kim is this new character, and see Hank's house not being Hank's house.
A surreal twist. Pluribus seems to tackle themes of happiness, societal change, human nature, and the idea that what we consider normal can be deeply unsettling if shifted just a little.
Yeah, and it was described, like I said, and I don't recall if the creator of this video said it, but it's described as a science fiction show. Excuse me, sorry about that. Look at everybody kind of like walking. It seems like people are like almost controlled. You know, kind of like how they might be today, all the NPCs of the world, and then Kim's like unable to exactly fit into there.
What makes the show especially intriguing is how it combines Gilligan's talent for character-driven storytelling with an off-kilter sci-fi premise. While his previous work focused on crime, moral decline, and the darker sides of human nature, this new series flips the script as it asks what happens when the world itself becomes odd and the hero is someone reluctant, flawed, and emotionally fragile.
So I don't recall if she's supposed to save the world from what's going on, but once you start like bending reality and telling the show of like your own world, the possibilities are limitless for the things that you can do.
It's less about meth labs or lawyers and more about existential stakes, strange tonal shifts, and the unexpected. Additionally, Apple TV Plus has already committed to 2 seasons of the show before the first one has even aired.
Hey, if that doesn't say something about how good Gilligan is at what he does, I don't know what does. Again, you could have told me nothing about this show. Hey, Vince Gilligan wrote this show. I'm on it, sir.
So just in the small details we know, Pluribus promises to be a thought-provoking, visually and thematically rich TV experience, one that plays in the space between genre and character drama, asking big what-if questions about society, happiness and identity. And being led by probably the greatest TV creative in Vince Gilligan and his entire team that worked on the Breaking Bad projects is enough to get us super excited.
Yep, well said.
So why do I think Vince Gilligan's Pluribus is poised to be the next best TV show?
Because we have complete faith and trust in everything that we've seen before with Breaking Bad. I am invested, and like you said, it doesn't matter what Gilligan does. I'll watch it. Anything for Breaking Bad, I'll watch as long as Gilligan's behind it, and he's not like letting anybody ruin his project. You can tell it. There's passion and creativity behind it. He cares a lot about the viewers and the entertainment that he's giving them. I love it, man.
Well, I think it looks like yet another example of what makes Gilligan's storytelling so exceptional. Rich characters, moral complexity, and a fearless willingness to explore new ideas, but doing so in an entirely new setting. Having created Breaking Bad and co-created Better Call Saul, he's demonstrated a consistent ability to blend deeply drawn characters, moral complexity, and tightly executed story arcs.
And we know that he's not going to keep it going longer than it's supposed to be. It's going to have a start, it's going to have a finish, and it's going to take us for a ride throughout the entire thing.
With Pluribus, he is venturing into a new genre space in science fiction and alternate reality, but bringing that same craft. Grounded sci-fi in which the world feels familiar but is altered in meaningful ways.
Yeah, literally, it does feel familiar, like it being in the exact same settings. Like, I'm almost sure that it was Hank's house, dude.
This means the show isn't just about spectacle, but about character, consequence, and ideas, all hallmarks of the best of TV. Secondly, the premise itself is unusual and intriguing. The most miserable person on Earth must save the world from happiness is a premise that flips many genre tropes, as ordinarily we expect a hero figure to embrace power or overcome darkness.
That's a good point. You would expect most shows to be like, alright, we need to find Kim's happiness. Then again, like, I'm confused by the whole happiness is contagious thing. I don't know. I don't know if Kim's gonna end up, like, it seems like she's ready to, like, blow her brains out based on the trailers, and then everybody's just kind of, like, going about their days. I don't know.
But here we have someone whose starting point is misery, tasked with a world-altering mission.
You could argue that's just Kim. That's Kim post Better Call Saul, but I know that's not the case.
That inversion promises emotional depth and thematic richness, and questions of what happiness means, what sacrifice costs, and how humanity responds to imposed well-being. If executed well, that kind of moral and psychological play can elevate the series into something truly special. Also, the cast and production team raise high expectations. Gilligan reunites with Rhea Seehorn as the lead, who earned much acclaim for Better Call Saul, ensuring that from the offset, there's a good chance of strong acting.
Oh yeah, a good chance. A good chance she's going to do a great job. She's going to do a phenomenal job. I already know that. Just even by the look of her. Even the way they made her look. You can already tell, like, even just from the trailer, she's already performing well. She is an absolutely phenomenal actor. We saw a great range of her in Better Call Saul. I can't wait to see her again.
And nuanced performance work. The backing of major studios with both Sony and Apple, and the fact that the first season already has a 2-season order indicate a degree of ambition and confidence not always present in TV.
Yeah, that's something that I'd put money down on. Do you think this is going to be a good show? I do. I'd put money down on it.
Combine a reliable showrunner, a strong actor, and a bold concept, you get the ingredients of a potentially great television show. Furthermore, the genre mixing and aesthetic of it promise to make it feel like it can stand out. While many shows stick to familiar formats, Pluribus's genre-bending label and its setting of an alternate Albuquerque offer a refreshing twist.
Interesting. I never really thought about it that way. It's going to be kind of like something that we've never seen before. Hey, you know what? I'm always here for unique ideas. I'm always here for new ideas. Like I said, I don't care. It's Gilligan.
To explore strange but plausible world shifts means the show can surprise, challenge expectations, and offer the kind of what's that about tension that keeps audiences engaged and talking about it.
And if it's in a different reality, if it's like a sci-fi type show, you can really introduce anything that you want. Not just like I'm talking about like, oh, conveniences for the plot. You can literally add anything that you want because it would be acceptable in a different reality other than the one that we live in.
And finally, the timing and ambition lend further evidence that it might be best on TV. With streaming competition so intense, a show that takes risks, goes deep, and offers both entertainment and substance can be that one we pay attention to.
And you remember, I could see it being like when Breaking Bad kind of first came onto the scene. Like Better Call Saul, people were just excited to watch, but remember this like show, this weird show, Breaking Bad. Hey, everybody's watching this Breaking Bad show. That's even what my dad said to me. My mom and dad were going to watch it like when Breaking Bad was first airing, and I ended up sitting down and watching it with them. It's like it's about this teacher who starts drug dealing. I'm like, all right. And I remember I'm so thankful that I had nothing to do, so I sat down and watched it even though I wasn't that interested. But then the conversation started going around when I was in school and all that. Everybody slowly started picking up Breaking Bad. It was a crazy time. I could see the same kind of thing happening here.
The very fact that the show is already being picked up for multiple seasons suggests that the creators intend to build something that lasts.
Well,
But they were my thoughts on the potential of Vince Gilligan's upcoming show, Pluribus.
Oh, the video kind of came to a close all of a sudden there. We got a 2-minute outro over here? Hang on.
Gilligan brings the same meticulous attention to detail, moral introspection.
Yeah, it's a little bit closing up. Like, you know what? I was a little suspicious about the AI-ish at the beginning, and it very well may be. But you know what? It was still made for a very interesting conversation. Guys, if you want to talk a little bit more about Pluribus, then check out the last trailer reaction that I made right here. I would love to have you over there. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, guys.